Knife, silent K. Honest, silent H. Wrist, silent W. Debut, silent T. Castle, silent T again. Ever wondered why some letters in English seem to be on vacation? These sneaky letters are there but don't make a sound. For example, why do we say half without pronouncing the letter L? Or why is the P in psychology totally silent? Join us as we uncover the reasons for these quiet letters and see how they play their own special role in the English language. Today we are going to talk about the aspect of English that each and every one of us finds frustrating. All of us make mistakes in this area, and that is silent letters. Imagine saying hoer or yolk. It doesn't sound good, right? And a little embarrassing if you speak like this in public or your friends. Silent letters are kept to preserve historical spelling or to show the word's etymology. Silent B in debt reflects its Latin origin, debitum. Did you know this? Debitum. So this word is derived from this Latin word debitum. Okay? But the funny thing is that there B is pronounced, but here B is silent. But anyway, moving on. English has evolved over centuries. Pronunciations have changed, but spellings often remain the same. This historical evolution has led to many silent letters in modern English. Okay? English has borrowed words from numerous languages like French, Latin, Greek, and so many more. Many of these borrowed words retain their original spellings, including silent letters. Over time, certain letters became silent to make word easier to pronounce. Okay, so words were just getting easier to pronounce, and that is why here we are, so many silent letter words. Okay, imagine pronouncing leopard. Leopard. No, it's leopard, right? You don't say it as leopard, right? Because of the silent letters, it's leopard. O is silent here. Talking personally, I stopped complaining about silent letters in English after I visited France. You should go there to see how they pronounce like literally no letters. None. Very few they pronounce. Okay? Like station, a very simple English word, is pronounced as station. That is French for station. Like, I may be getting the dialect wrong, but you get the meaning, right? You understand what I'm trying to say here. So there's this station by the name. Okay, here's the spelling. This is where I was living in Paris. Okay, this was the station I used to take my metro from. And you would not believe, all those few days when we were there, I couldn't get the pronunciation even once. Anybody who would pronounce the word, it would just fly over my head. Can you believe the pronunciation of this word? What it is? How they call it? Ligresliostasio. Oh, I feel like I'm speaking French. This is how they used to pronounce it. I would never get it. I looked it up on Google, only then I could. So you get it, right? You are still lucky you're speaking English. Okay. A few letters are silent, often due to historical reasons or specific word origins. Thousands of words in the dictionary. We can't memorize each. Which letter is silent? So obviously you get a hang of it. You get to develop the idea, and otherwise it's a lot of those words are not in your active vocabulary. You anyway don't use them when you're speaking to somebody in English, right? We can't write, so we cannot remember all the words that have all these silent letters and keep pronouncing them the correct way. We cannot. I cannot. Nobody can, okay? But yes, you do get a hang of these things and gradually they develop and your mind adapts. So you cannot remember all, but there are some basic rules that if you follow, or at least you understand, you will get a very good idea which letter where should not be pronounced, okay? And that is what this video is all about. It's a very good video. Please watch it till the end because all these rules are going to make you think, I assure you. You're going to think about every single one of these and question yourself. Oh, and a few times you might go like, oh, I didn't notice this ever. How is this true? And I did not notice it ever. So there may be a few moments like these in this video for you. Okay. So that is why I've come up with these basic rules that you have to follow from letter A to Z. This way you can never get any word wrong. And do not forget, there's a PDF in this video which has all these rules stated in there. Please do not forget to download it. It is for your help. It's absolutely free. Go ahead, download it, see it a few times over the next few days so that you get a little idea of what we are talking about right now. Okay? Moving on. Let's start with letter A. Rule here is A is usually silent when it comes in ically. You'll understand it better when we talk about examples. Like in automatically or basically or logically. You do not say it as basically. No, basically incorrect. It's basically, automatically, not automatically, right? Not logically, incorrect. So A is silent when it comes in this formation, ically. Okay, so it's ically, not ically. You get my point. Let's move on to letter B. Rule here is B is usually silent when it comes before T or after M. Samajh aaya? No, you didn't get it. Okay, let's look at the examples and you'll get it. Plumber, dumb, thumb, debt, doubt, subtle. All of these examples, as you can see, letter B is silent. Okay, because it is coming either before T or it is coming after the letter M. Dumb, after letter M. That video really went viral. I hope you've seen that one. Plumber nahi hota hai, plumber hota hai. That Sandeep Maheshwari one with me. Yeah, so B is silent in plumber, but if you're comfortable saying it as plumber, go ahead, who cares, it's all right. Now, of course, there are exceptions like obtain, okay? English as a language has too many rules, and at the same time, every single rule has too many exceptions. So I will be giving you the exceptions also if there are any, okay? There will be exceptions. Of course, you understand that. Okay, moving on to letter C. Rule is C is usually silent after S and before I, E or Y. For example, the word scent. Scent, C is not pronounced. Fascinate, science. All of these, letter C is silent as it is coming after the letter S. So it is directly attached with letter S. And now let's talk about letter D. Rule is D is silent before N or G. Okay, for letter N, I've got examples like Wednesday. So yes, it is not Wednesday, it is Wednesday. And for letter G, I've got examples of pledge, grudge. Okay, both these words, letter G is silent. Pledge, grudge. And sometimes after letter N, like sandwich, you do not say it as sandwich. Sandwich, okay, or handsome, handsome. It's not handsome, handsome, okay. Now, understand how these silent letters did get into existence. A simple reason could be that over the years, people just found out the easier ways of pronouncing these words. And that is why a few of these letters went missing, okay. People did not like to pronounce these letters because it was probably difficult on the throat. So they gave up the pronunciation of those letters. So we may also be responsible for doing that, okay? Next one is letter E. Rule here is it is silent at the end of words, forming a magic E that lengthens the preceding vowel sound, making the long vowel sound. Kuch samajh nahi aaya. Okay, hold on. This is your example. Mat, when you add a letter E, becomes mate. Strip becomes stripe. Then you've got face, hate, cute, tube. Now mat becomes mate. Over here, mat, A has a short sound. But when you attach letter E to it, it becomes mate. And now it is actually pronounced as letter A. Mate, A, mate, right? This is the long sound of the vowel, okay? So this is how long and short sounds are differentiated from each other, right? Like strip, here letter I is a vowel. But here in strip, it has a short sound of the vowel I. But when you attach letter E, it is the magic E. And when you attach a magic E to it, it becomes stripe. And now stripe has stripe. So letter I has the long sound of the vowel I. Now you get it, okay? Other few examples are face, hate, cute, tube. Okay, so all of these short sound of the vowel is becoming long sound. Okay, and that is where letter E is silent. Now let's talk about letter F. F is not silent in common instances. Okay. Moving on to letter G. Rule is it is silent before letter N. Like a line, foreign, you do not pronounce G. And it is, another rule is it is silent after a vowel and before H. Like light or might or high. You get it. Okay. Next is, there's one more rule to letter G. So in all these three words, light, might, height, you do not pronounce the letter G. So there's no sound of G, okay, or J, which G does make sometimes, like in Gillette. You get it. Okay, but Gillette is a proper noun. Like in giant, right? Giant, G is pronounced as J, right? Anyway, there's one more rule, GH. GH is sometimes pronounced as letter F, like laugh or tough. Okay, this one last rule for letter G. Okay, let's move to next one, which is letter H. Rule is, first, silent when it appears after a W. For example, what, why. Both of these, it is silent because it is after the letter W. But it is not silent when followed by letter O, like who or whole. So here, W-H-O. It is preceded by W, but it is succeeded by O. So here, H will be pronounced. Not my mistake. Okay, but these are quite simple, no? Alright, rule number 2 is, it is silent at the beginning of words, often when succeeded by letter O. For example, hour or honest. You do not say it as honest, it is honest, okay? Because it is succeeded by letter O. Okay, moving on. Letter I. Now, rule here is, it is often silent when in a combination of UI. For example, suit or fruit, because both of these words have UI together. So here, I is silent. Next is letter J. Letter J is not generally silent, but I can think of a drink's name, which is mojito. So mojito has J silent, but again, it's a proper noun. And proper nouns do not really have an accurate pronunciation. You're free to pronounce them the way you want to. However, it should make sense. Of course, you cannot pronounce mojito as coffee. You get it, right? Okay, so now letter K. Rule for letter K is, it is silent when it comes before letter N at the beginning of a word. So that is the condition. So it should be before letter N and it should be at the beginning of the word. Like example, knight. Knight means a soldier in armor. That steel thing that they wear, okay, soldier in armor. Or knife, okay, or knowledge, okay. Next one is letter L. Rule is simple. Letter L is silent if it comes after A, like calf, calf. There is no sound of L. Then next is when it comes after letter U, it is not pronounced. Should, could, would. It's not would or could or should. It's could, should, would, okay? Or when it comes after letter O, like yoke, okay? Again, no sound of L. Letter M is not generally silent, okay? Letter N. Rule is, it is silent if it comes after M at the end of a word. That is the condition. Like in the word autumn or column or damn. You get it, right? Right after M, but towards the end of the word. Letter O. Rule here is that it is silent in the combinations of EO and OU. Like examples of EO is people, leopard, okay, and examples of OU are tough, rough, armor, okay. So first case, people, leopard are the examples, and second case, tough, rough, armor are the examples. Okay, moving on, letter P. Rule number 1, it is silent in the combinations PS, PT, and PN at the beginning of the words, okay, like psychology, pterodactyl, pneumonia, okay, these three words. PH is sometimes pronounced as F or F, like elephant or telephone, okay. Now, letter Q is not generally silent. Now coming to letter R is not generally silent again. So you don't find words where R is silent. Now let's talk about letter S. The rule is simple. It is silent before letter L. Example, island, isle, isle, yet again. Okay, so all these three words mean something different. Although isle and isle sound the same, they are homophones, but meanings are separate. All right, so isle, isle, island. All of these cases, letter S is right before the letter L, and that is why it is not pronounced here. Okay, moving on. Letter T. Rule number 1, it is silent in words ending in S-T-E-N, sten. For example, listen, okay, S-T-E-N, fasten. It's not fasten, incorrect, fasten. Rule number 2, silent in words ending in S-T-L-E, like whistle, T is silent, castle, get it? Rule number 3, silent in French-derived words. For example, ballet, the dance, ballet, okay? Next is beret, which is a round, flat cap beret, okay? Again, T is silent. These two words are French originated, so T is silent here in some of these cases. Okay, letter U, and we're coming towards the end of the video now. Silent if it comes after letter G at the beginning of a word. Remember that, okay? For example, guess, guide, guilt. All of these three, as you can see, letter U is right after letter G. So, U is not pronounced. G is gonna take care of it. Guess, guide, guilt. Moving on. Letter V is never silent. This is a fun fact, okay? I actually made a short video on this, which was widely popular. Letter V, never silent. Letter W, silent if it comes before letter R at the beginning of a word. Example, wrong, rap, right, wrist, wrestle. All of these words, W is not pronounced. No sound of W. Rule number 2, it is silent if followed by letter H and O at the beginning of a word. Example, simple, who, whoever, whole. No sound of W. Letter X. It is silent at the end of a word derived from French. And I could only find 2 examples of these. Tell me if you could find another one, okay? Faux or faux pas. Amazing words. Use them whenever you can. Amazing, very stylish. Meaning of faux is fake or false, like faux concern. Oh, don't show me your faux concern. Don't show me your fake concern. Get it? Faux pas is an action in a social situation that is a mistake. Another word could be gaffe or blunder. So if you make a blunder publicly, it is called a faux pas. Okay? I remember this one getting used in Coffee with Karan. And if you want to see me making a reel on this, you're most welcome to join me on Instagram, where I make these amazing short videos teaching you all these fun facts about English and vocabulary and God knows what all. Okay, moving on. Letter Y is not generally silent. Okay, letter Z or Z is not generally silent. So that brings us to the end. I hope you liked the video. I know these are one of the hard things from the English language. And it is very obvious to think कि silent है तो रखना ही क्यों है, but it is what it is. What can we do? We can do our best. I will see you again in the next class. Please take care of yourself, take care of your parents, and I'll see you in my next class. See you then. Bye-bye.